Right guys, so we're here now at Heathrow and I'm just about to check in. Then I'm going to head over to the lounge, get to the charts. Of course, we're in the London session at the moment, so I'm keen to see what the opportunities are showing us. And I'm going to do an update actually for the community in Slack. So I'll see you guys in the lounge. But I actually enjoy these flights because it's often where I do a lot of goal setting, a lot of reviewing, a lot of tweaking. For those of you that know me well, I do a lot of goal setting and I find a lot of clarity when I'm on the planes for one reason or another. So I'm going to be reviewing some goals, making some tweaks, making some refinements, and I've got some incredible ideas, especially for the Falcon community, that I just thought about an hour ago that I think is going to offer some insane value. So excited to get into that. Hey guys, so just arrived in Sydney now, just about to jump in the taxi and head to the hotel. So just got to the Hyatt, all checked in, gonna go up to the room, then get something to eat. Gonna check out the harbour and have a little walk around, do a bit of sightseeing. Really interested to see the Sydney Opera House. Definitely gonna go check out that tomorrow. Hey guys, so just at the Sydney Opera House, as you can see in the background. This is one of these things that you see on YouTube and things like that for ages, and it's one of those iconic places that you always want to see when you go to Australia. So this is looking good. Just about to go have a drink in the bar. Just had something to eat, and I mean the views here are just spectacular. This is really nice. I absolutely love this place, and you know, I wish I came here before. Last time I was in Australia. I mean, the views here are just exceptional. Look at this. Just got back from the Sydney Opera House. What a spectacular building it actually is. Once you see it, I mean, I've looked at it online so many times on YouTube. When you see it in person, honestly, it's magnificent. So a really great day. I'm so glad that I saw that. We have the Sydney Meetup tomorrow. Can't wait. I actually ran into a couple of Falcon members today by the Sydney Opera House, so we grabbed something to eat and had a couple of drinks. And that was the exact vision that I had from the very beginning, bringing people together, you know, seeing people all over the world. It's crazy to think we're on the other side of the world and, you know, you can just meet up with like-minded people that are on the same mission as yourself. It's so humbling to see, honestly. So tomorrow, really looking forward to the meetup. We've got people that are flying in from all parts of Australia, flying in from Perth, Brisbane, Melbourne, North Brisbane, all these kind of places. So it's so good to see that. We've actually got a couple of people that are flying in from different countries, from places like Singapore and Nepal. So that is madness to know that in just under 3 years actually, so 2 and a bit years now, how much the Falcon community has grown and how serious these traders are. It just shows their level of dedication. So I can't wait to have those conversations tomorrow at the Sydney Meetup. So I'll see you all there, guys and girls.
The thing that I sort of picked up from this too is like picking that up though. Not everyone picks that sort of stuff up.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that comes down to, whether that's like your own awareness or your own sort of like love of the market or like
That's
what it is.
That's one thing, yeah. It's having an obsession with the market.
You will not pick up if certain patterns are forming in a different way on the chart, and actually like consciously pick that up if that's been happening, changing over like a 2 or 3 month period, and then act on it, implement it, change it,
In the moment.
and then stick with it. That, without having like somebody being like, yeah, this is what you need to do. You know, that's a whole different sort of a trader or a trader mentality. Like I know for me, the people that I've seen who are able to adapt with that generally have made quite successful traders, because it's almost like if your trade stops working right now, yeah, it might take you 3-6 months, but you got another trade that's working, paying returns.
Which is why the probable is possible.
Yeah.
Don't be so rigid into one way of thinking.
Yeah.
So, for example, if the retail, I was talking to you about it, right? If the retrace candle suddenly stops going straight after the retrace, say it was a third touch ascending channel, and it's retrace on the 1 hour, we're looking for an entry. What we might start to happen is that over a period of time, that it understands that, and it plays with people's psychology, so it hovers along. So what we do, we'll go to the 15 and we'll filter. So it might be in 3 to 6 months, we start now needing a 15-minute filter for confirmation, rather than jumping right in. So we will always evolve in the market, and we're always ahead. That's the beauty of it. So I think that's what's going to be super interesting from a technical standpoint, how it evolves. I mean, you've already seen me evolve in 2 years, and we'll continue to evolve. And the returns actually increase. We go, it's crazy. I was looking at my average return. It's doubled since the last 2 years. Just evolving through the market. It's crazy. And I've seen that go within the community as well. People's returns just double and triple. I mean, Connor, you've gone through the roof since you. And you struggled for a while, right? Until you started to improve.
I was doing great units for ages.
Yeah, it happens. So it's going to be nuts to see where this is in a couple of years' time.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm going to say, because my strategy is going to be biased as an actor, but I firmly believe it's the most sustainable way to trade. And the most scalable. That's the most important.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like I said to these guys, God forbid you get £1 million tomorrow and you're trading like a really bad way, you've got terrible habits with your management, you're going to be all over the place. I don't care if you turn 2,000 to 7,000. You're not going to do that on $1 million.
The strange thing is like everyone's always like, you turn that into that. It's easy to turn that into that.
Yeah.
It's only until you sort of experience the difference. Like I don't know if you ever had not mental blocks, but like you know, we get to those trades where it's like the first $5,000 trade, first $10,000 trade, so it's extra digits, and you're like, fuck, it's like almost like a block.
It happened for me from 100 to 300.
Okay.
So for like 6 to 7 weeks when I got my first real investment, or what I would call an investment. It felt like I was risking 3%. Because I'm used to the singularity of one.
Yes.
Right? If I lose, I lose a grand. If I win 5, I win 5.
Do you think that's hard though to like get across and to sort of teach people in a way to have
The concept,
I almost don't even know how to explain it.
The concept is hard to grasp. Get your point from that perspective. But to simplify it, all anyone needs to ask themselves is what the nature of the market is. It's almost like they're not needing to know. I get why you want to know because of the prop side of things. But for a trader, it's like wanting to know the fundamentals. You don't necessarily have to need to know. So I'll go back to the same question. Why are they in it in the first place? To make money. You only want to trade to make money. That's the original side of it. And freedom and things like that, that's the side of it. But you're in it to make money. Absolutely. So the question is that, if not knowing about fundamentals would help you trading, take it away. You know? So it's almost not knowing that, and just asking the most simple questions constantly on a consistent basis will allow you to not stay complacent. So like the Falcon Fx, for example, that's developed off of a management. If you think about how it's structured, it came from the management. Because it was just an impulse correction, a retrace that came out for break even, form a deeper version of yourself and still drop. So it was derived from a management tool.
Biggest takeaway from this meetup is learning about other people's stories and their trading journeys. I mean, everyone's got a different journey, everyone's got a different learning capabilities. It's good to hear the fact that people are quitting their 9 to 5s, people are on their own and have financial freedom, and learning from them, learning their mistakes and how they've gone their accomplishments. It's the biggest thing I've taken today is knowing that it can be done and it is being done.
Definitely getting to know a lot of the Falcon members and just seeing how dedicated and motivated they are, seeing how much work and effort they actually put into their trading. It's not something that just happens accidentally, and just being able to see other people who do that and meet other people who do it full time really builds that confidence and that kind of understanding of how this is possible and how I can actually go about doing it myself.
I've seen Mark's content and his video and how he is, how he holds himself, but the actual opportunity to have a chat with him right now, face to face, has just been something that I've been looking forward to. And the energy, the high frequency that he operates at, where his mind's at, but the actual genuine nature of himself and the humble humility, I would just say that humility of who he is, just really makes me feel like I've found the right place.
The best thing about it is that Mark is constantly giving us advice, constantly teaching throughout the week. It's not just once a week, it's constantly the webinars, the trade recaps, then you got other stuff like the conferences happening, then you got obviously the meetups, which obviously make it learning about other people's stories, learning about how people have come about Falcon and different trading styles.
The very simplistic method that they have. So I've come from training which has used a lot of indicators, a lot of support and resistance. And the great thing about Falcon is that it's very simple, it's very structure based, and it's something that I can look at in minutes as opposed to trying to work out what's going on, looking at all these different indicators. So I've only been with Falcon for a month, and just in that short period I feel like I've just been able to immerse myself very easily into the content.
It's the simplicity of the strategy, the energy of the actual students and the community is nothing like I've ever seen. It's so humble, so down to earth, but so professional at the same time. And if you're just a beginner or intermediate or advanced trader, you'll get anything out of Falcon. There's no way, doesn't matter where you're at in your journey, you'll definitely get something out of Falcon.
So future plans is hopefully by the end of this year to mid of next year to hopefully get out of my job and focus full-time in trading. The way Falcon will help me and has been helping me throughout this time is obviously with the weekly webinars and the trade recaps. It always keeps me accountable to what I've learned in the past. So every week, little nuggets of wisdom I'm learning. It's obviously propelling me forward right now to consistency. My future goals and what's going to help me is obviously the consistent learning from Falcon and the fact that Mark is always keeping you in touch with the markets and teaching you new things all the time.
Well, ideally I'd like to be a full-time trader eventually, and I guess with Falcon the great thing is that they always look at scalability. So one of the questions that I often ask myself is, can I do what I'm doing on a small account, on $1 million account? So in the long term, the thing that's great about Falcon is that they help you build the mindset and the technical skills that are necessary to be able to do this on a bigger scale. So long term, I'd love to just do trading full time, really. Yeah.
So yeah, I've got some big goals. I want to build hospitals and schools here in remote Australia because I'm part Indigenous. So I want to be able to do that, and through trading and through Falcon, what I've found here will get me to that goal. So this year is very important for me. I believe I'll be transitioning into a full-time trader, where then I can spend more time on building those assets and resources to help others.
Hey guys, so just finished up the meetup today. The Sydney meetup was awesome, honestly. It was so incredible to hear everybody's stories, and some of you guys and girls, you know, I've spoken to you online for a couple of years now, so to hear that in person and get to know you was just insane. I'm just actually heading to the Opera House now to meet the guys and girls from the meetup. We're gonna go get some drinks and grab something to eat. See you guys there. One thing I wanted to touch on, guys and girls, in the community, make sure that you network. Just today in Sydney, they've now organised a local meetup that they're going to be doing on a monthly basis. We just had another one in the Midlands in the UK. These accountability groups are honestly insane. Remember, surrounding yourself with like-minded people. Of course, come to as many official Falcon meetups as possible, but there's many Falcon meetups going on a regular basis. And being surrounded by those people, holding yourself accountable, it puts you into gear, because you know, even if it's on a monthly basis, you know the work that you put in then, when you go back to that meetup, you're going to be held accountable, and that's going to keep you on track. And sometimes that's going to take you out of your comfort zone, but that's exactly what you need. This is what this community is about. No one's flirting with the idea of being successful, they're all in. And honestly, you know, I can't wait to see that the success is going to continue to grow out this community. Hey guys, so today is the Gold Coast meetup. So we've just had the Sydney one, which was insane, and this one's going to be even bigger. There's something special about this place because it's been about 2.5 years since I've been here, and this is where my original idea for the Falcon project was. So there's something special, there's a special kind of energy about it. So we're going to be taking you on board and taking you through the process today to the meetup. You'll meet a couple of the guys and girls, so stay tuned, I'll see you all there.
Falcon's changed my life in many ways, and it's connected me with people all around the world that before I joined Falcon I wouldn't have had the luxury of speaking to. I've spoken to people in Australia, Singapore, America, and different parts of the world that I just don't think I would have ever connected with if it wasn't for Falcon.
So what I like most about Falcon is just the strategy and that it's just very easy to see visually and visually appealing on the screen and on the charts. It's very clean, and just that ability that you can scale in, and there's a lot more potential with the Falcon strategies.
The simplicity, I guess. All your charts are, they're always clean. They have to be clean because they don't use EMA, support resistance. And you know, Mark's always there. There's a webinar every week. There's a midweek market review, just trade recaps. It's just perfect for even beginners to experience. I'm a beginner, so I still am a beginner, always learning, and there's always new stuff, new content.
So today, the biggest takeaway has been hearing other people's stories and the reason they're trading, their beliefs, and sort of the problems they go through, and if I can help them, or if they can help me in any way with other situations.
Just in the community, so talking to different people to have the same mindset, just the same goals and visions and whatnot. So it's just been really powerful to be around the like-minded people.
So for me, it's fairly new for me coming to a meetup. I've never been to one, but everyone's it seems like everyone's family here. Like everyone's on the same page. And I'm pretty much a sponge to everyone. I just grab information from everywhere and it's taken away a lot.
So my future plans are to have the ultimate freedom for myself and get away from the 9-to-5 routine, and I truly believe Falcon for me is the way to sort of pursue that dream.
So at the moment I'm still working full-time, just doing this on the side, but so my number one goal is to become financially independent and just do trading full-time.
I'm a tradesman in the background, so I'll still work full-time, but I want to gradually move away from that, potentially start my own business doing the same thing, but trading will always be primary. If it gets in, it will.
Hey guys, so I hope you've been enjoying looking at the meetup and meeting some people within the community. Honestly, it's been an incredible day. Can't believe how quick the time's actually gone. And like I said before, you know, the Gold Coast is a special place for me. This is where I had my original idea to inspire, guide, and educate and involve as many traders across the world. And I mean, and seeing all these guys and girls here today, honestly, it's breathtaking. The amount of people that have just come up to me that have already quit their jobs, I didn't even know about 6 months ago. People come up to me and say, you know, you've truly changed my life. You can hear that message. I mean, you can listen to that message, or you can, you know, read that message. When you hear it in person and you feel the energy, the connection, and there's just a different feeling about it. So this is why I'm super inspired to come to these meetups all around the world. I'm going to continue to go to as many of them as possible because I want to meet every single Falcon member, and it just draws me in every time. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm having an incredible time, and I cannot wait to come back to Australia. So overall, very, very successful trip. Really happy with it. Can't wait to come back to Australia. Next time we might do something a little bit different and go to Perth, maybe even head down to Melbourne. I think that'll be really, really good. And again, you know, the thing that stuck out to me the most was the passion, the desire everybody has to succeed. So I can't wait to be back and looking forward to doing more in the future. So it looks like I'm gonna head out to the US next, probably do New York, Miami, LA, places like that. And you know, meeting everybody all over the world has always been a big goal for me, so really, really can't wait to share more of that. I hope you enjoyed the insights in the meetups and things like that as well. These meetups are always pretty special to me because I know that I'm always going to meet people that have just quit their jobs, and of course, same thing happened again. We had 2 or 3 people that had quit their jobs at the Sydney meetup, and then at the Gold Coast we had a lot larger numbers, so naturally there was more people that had done that. And sometimes it's people just in the shadows. You don't realise what they're doing and how much they've actually grown. So it's crazy to see the amount of progression. You know, I say it a lot, but it's truly humbling. It's a very humbling feeling. And this is what makes me want to go to different parts of the world, you know, because it's a very, very special feeling when you know you've impacted someone's life. And I don't just mean just a little impact, I mean change their course of life. Everybody is, you know, on this planet, on this earth, to do something different. And I know that I can bring the best out in people. I know that I can see potential in people that sometimes people can't. And I think the community is just going to keep growing from strength to strength. And I think that I'm bringing out so much out of people and guiding them. And we can see that within the community. Now, of course, that's backed with their goals, their vision, their hard work. But to know that I'm, you know, part of that journey is such a humbling feeling. And the more lives that we can truly impact, not just try to impact, I mean truly impact people's lives, we're going to continue to do that. So I hope you guys and girls have enjoyed the trip. I'm looking forward to jumping on the plane in about 3-4 hours, something like that. So flight's about 10:30. Then head over to Brisbane Airport in a little while, get some goal setting down. And I mean, when I'm on the plane, I always get a really, really nice sense of clarity because you can sit there, get focused, get some goals written down. I mean, I've got some crazy goals from now until the end of the year. But again, I always find new ones, find a bit more clarity, writing those down. Of course, I'm going to relax as well. It's going to be an incredible flight. And I will see you guys and girls in the UK.
Hey guys, so back in the UK now, so I've been here for a couple of days, landed on Tuesday, so it's Thursday now, and still feeling slightly a little bit jet lagged, but it does take a little bit of time, especially when you go to the other side of the world. But I hope you enjoyed this episode, hope you enjoyed, you know, coming along with the journey with me to Australia, seeing the community, seeing people in Sydney, and of course seeing people in the Gold Coast. Honestly, it was incredible. You have to remember, for me, it was a very special place for me because I had the original idea and the vision when I was in the Gold Coast nearly 3 years ago. So to go back to a place like that, it was super special. And to even just walk the same paths and remember sitting there with my journal, even by the beach, and just thinking about what would it be like to impact these people all over the world. So to come back, meet people in person is always an amazing thing for me. And of course, meeting people in the community that I've spoken to over the last couple of years was insane. You know, I've seen people go from just trying to break through to consistency, not really having any clarity, not really feeling like they know where they're going, to then breaking through and being full-time trading. Meet those people in person, shake their hands, and just knowing that they've done it. And that inspires other people to do that. So the trip was really, really successful. I, of course, love coming to Australia, and we're going to be back there soon as well. So overall, hope you enjoyed the insights along the way, and even just like little snippets of traveling and trading. I often feel like that's a bit of a misconception within itself. People feel like that if you can trade, then you can just travel and trade, realizing that it's not always going to be a smooth process, and that's okay. When you're going from time zone to time zone, it does take it out of you sometimes, and that's totally normal. Remember, you're focusing on the long game, not just the short game. So if you make a few errors, minor errors in your management and things like that, that's totally normal. I feel like we're way too hard on ourselves in the trading industry, not realizing that you are a human at the end of the day. You're not aiming to be a robot. So there are going to be periods where you suddenly do minor little errors. But as long as you pull yourself up on them and move forward, that's the most important thing. But guys and girls, what's happening next? So next major event that we have is, of course, the Falcon Conference. I believe that's about 6 weeks away. So the Falcon Conference, that is going to be insane. Can't wait to see you all there. There's going to be so much value given on that day. And again, meeting people within the community and seeing those transitions. I believe at the Falcon Conference, there's going to be a lot of those moments, a lot of aha moments where people break through. And that really comes down to coming out of your comfort zone. this was exactly what that was about. Coming out of your comfort zone. I mean, even people that came to the meetup in Australia, there was a lot of people that wouldn't normally go to those kind of things, and they pulled themselves out of their comfort zone and they made the effort to come. And sometimes you need to do that. Where you grow is when you're uncomfortable. And that's what Falcon's all about, pushing people out of their comfort zone so they can be the best version of themselves. And for me to be able to connect with those people and see that happen is just an amazing feeling. So again, thanks again to everyone that came to the meetups, and I will speak to you all soon, guys and girls, and stay tuned for what we got next.